be reading to you tonight from that piece, so no waiting. My great-grandfather owned a beach house in Rhode Island, and it fell into the sea one winter, the victim of shoreline erosion or maybe a hurricane. It was too close to the ocean to rebuild, the story goes, and I accept this as fact when I am young, that you can own something, a house, and then it can disappear, and you own nothing. As a child, I think of that ghost house as my inheritance, even though my grandfather was one of 7 and there's no indication it would have passed to me. Another beach house comes my way when I'm 6. My parents divorce. My father rents a beachfront cottage in the off-season. The house is musty, but the expanse of beach beyond its seawall captivates me. There are climbing rocks, craggy-skinned like elephants, which hide tide pool treasures. When I find a large conch shell, I bring it to my mother's house, where I can listen to the echo of the sea until I return. That fall, there's a big storm. The waves pick up, and the sea turns pearly gray to match the sky. I put on my winter jacket and hat and head to the seawall for one last look before going home with my mother, who's come to fetch me. I wonder if the waves will climb over the seawall and sweep through the beach house, if nature will take this back, too. Instead, a different storm comes. My father remarries within the year. They have their own child, and then a second. As their family grows, I am pushed out. Decades later, my partner and I drive from Boston, where we live, to Provincetown on the tip of Cape Cod. The 3-lane highway narrows to 2 lanes once we hit the suburbs. We reach the town where I grew up, then the town where my father lives. Passing his exit, my body clenches. I cut him out of my life recently. Our estrangement is a scab I pick to check if it is healing. As we cross the bridge onto the Cape, soil turns to sand. Scrub pine grows thick. Drifting fog gives everything a mystic feel, as if the earth is ceding space to the ocean. We pass sand dunes and beach shacks that make me think of my ghost house. I imagine it perched on a cliff above the ocean, a rickety fence separating it from dunes, rough with beach grass, but it was more likely a small cottage, similar to these. There are no photos, so the house can take any shape I want. In Boston, queer people are at best invisible, at worst bigots prey. Homophobic slurs hurled from car windows as we walk down the street holding hands. But in Provincetown, we are the majority. Summer weekends bring women's events, leather parties, and drag shows. There is a sense of queer history and a reminder of our struggles in the lesbian bookstore, the HRC store, the AIDS memorial set outside Town Hall, a block of dark gray quartzite with a wavy top to mimic the ocean, and the word remembering carved on 2 sides. We've arrived in time for the Blessing of the Fleet, part of the annual Portuguese festival. My partner never misses a parade, so we zigzag through the streets to the open lawn in front of the library to claim a spot. Women in traditional Portuguese dress sashay down Commercial Street. They're not that different from the drag queens, I think, taking in the women's azure-colored dresses and tulle headpieces. Next is a dance troupe dressed in the colors of the Portuguese flag. They're followed by fishing families who carry religious iconography and banners bearing the names of ships to be blessed. An ex-girlfriend grew up near New Bedford. She was of Portuguese and Cape Verdean heritage. Early in our relationship, we took a day trip to Provincetown. We strolled the shops and traced paths through the sand dunes. We ate seafood and ice cream. I wanted the queer rite of passage to cement our love. I wanted to build a house that we would never have to leave. I wanted everything, all of it, forever, but our relationship didn't last. Old love and loss pull me out to sea until a band passes, and its festive music provides an anchor to the present. It's a beautiful day in my favorite place, and I have a new love on my arm. Strolling Commercial Street that night, we pass a stage set up in front of the Saltwater Taffy Shop. A traditional Portuguese band plays. Pedicab drivers sit at attention. Couples holding hands slow their stroll to listen. Old-timers claim spots on the benches that surround Town Hall, nodding their heads to the beat. When a slow song starts, I grab my partner's hand. We find a space amid the other couples. Then we twirl under the street lamps. From 1820 to 1850, Provincetown was a wealthy whaling center. Portuguese sailors came from the Azores, trading poverty and military conscription at home for the dangers of whaling ships. When whaling declined, they stayed on and found work in textile mills throughout southeastern Massachusetts, where a majority of Portuguese Americans still live. During the 4-day Provincetown Portuguese Festival, there's live music, dancing, caldo verde, and a bishop to bestow blessings for a safe and prosperous fishing season. Centuries ago, these waters were abundant with mackerel, bass, herring, and lobster. Settler John Smith once wrote that cod were so plentiful that you could walk across their backs to shore. Cod is the state fish, but nowadays you'd be